Hey everyone, it's Addie's Diary, and today we are with actor, producer, dancer, singer, Tim Johnson Jr. Welcome in, welcome in.
Thank you. Thank you. Glad to be here.
Thank you so much, and we are so glad to have you. So today we're just going to be diving into his life, his legacy, and everything that he's doing now. And so, of course, we're going to start, with your early life. Where did you grow up?
Yeah. So I grew up in Philly.
Hmm.
Growing up, I was with a really musical family. My dad was in a gospel group back in the day, and so that's kind of how I got into music. We had a studio in our basement and
Right.
everything, and I always hear him making records and stuff, and I would hang out with him down there. And then when I was like around 6 years old, my parents heard me sing. They were like, "What you singing?" We in the back of the car, and I was like, "I made the song up." And they were like, "Okay, yeah, we gonna do something." So that was look life growing up,
Right.
music.
Right. And I know Philly is, known for music. Like you have Boys to Men, the Whitehead Brothers, you yourself. Do you think that that played a part into the type of music that, you create now in a sense?
Yeah, definitely. I think like mostly it was like listening to Motown and kind of that feel. But just being around my family, it was just like, okay, this is something that we do together that
Right.
that brings joy and different
Right.
things like that. So it kind of clicked for me like that of like, oh wait, this can, make look grandma smile. This could, over here, performing at this talent show, the kids at the school going crazy. So it was always that for me.
Right. So you mentioned coming from a musical family. Did your parents grow up, doing the entertainment thing, or how did they start themselves?
Yeah. So my dad, like, just like, neighborhood kind of thing, it was mostly that, but like later on, that's when he started getting into like producing and different things like that. And then my mom growing up in the church too,
Mm.
as well as my dad
Yeah.
singing and everything like that. So it was more communal. And then later on, it became okay, the entertainment business with my dad.
Right. So you speak a lot about, doing the music thing. Were there other avenues that you explored as a child other than music?
Yeah, yeah. So like around the same time I started singing, that's when I wanted to start acting as well.
Mhm.
And yeah, just look, watching TV, watching like Keenan and Kel and Nick at Night, all that kind of stuff, and Disney Channel. I was like, yeah,
Right.
I want to do this.
Right.
And so my parents were like, all right, and so we trying to find acting classes, all that kind of stuff, and then I started getting into theater, and that was kind of where I was like, oh yeah, I could kind of marry the two of music and acting.
Right.
And then when I was 10 years old, that's when I booked The Lion King. I was in that production in Las Vegas, which changed everything
Mm.
from us living in Philadelphia to moving to Las Vegas.
Wow. Oh my, I didn't know you moved to Vegas as a kid. That's
Yeah, yeah, for
funny.
like 2 years. So like
Mhm.
10 to 12. I'd had we performed at the Mandalay Bay and stuff. So that was like a whole like, kind of change and stuff. And we were like, okay, we on the West Coast now. All right, God, thank you for blessing us with this. Let's keep going. Let's keep
Mhm.
going. And then my younger brother got into acting and everything. His name is Israel Johnson. He was on a show called Bunked on Disney Channel for years. And then my little sister, she started acting, and then she was like, "Yeah, this is not for me. It's
Mhm.
for my brothers." And so, yeah,
Wow. So being that your family moved for, you all to chase your dreams, how did you all support each other coming up in this business?
yeah. I think the biggest thing is always just understanding that we're better together,
Mhm.
and just understanding like God blessed us to be here.
Right.
And so it's like don't it's like we don't take it for granted, these moments that we get to spend with one another. And I think it's just having fun through it. I think sometimes people could be so much about, oh yeah, we got to do this to be here, we got to do this to be here. It's like the same thing that we've been doing since day one, the same thing we've been doing now, like with the music. Like my dad and I, we produce and write together still since look, I was 6 years old to now. And so it's cool. It's like we're doing the same things. It's just like it just grows every year.
Right. So I did take a look at some of your early film credits and TV credits, which include Pacific Rim's Uprising, Kirby Buckets, Fist Fight, Saturdays, and Everybody Still Hates Chris. Now,
Yeah.
just take me into the world of, just booking these roles. Like, do you feel like you have to be hard on yourself when it comes to acting or getting a role like this has to be mine? And if it's not, how do you deal with rejection in a sense as well?
Yeah. I feel like at one point I was like, especially like after Lion King, I was like, yeah, when we moved to LA, like it's about to be like popping and stuff. And it wasn't. It was like really slow. Kind of had to like realize that it's not in my time. It's like, okay, just do the steps, walk by faith kind of thing. And then what my parents instilled into us was like continue to create even when those opportunities aren't here yet. So
Right.
that so you have something that, okay, you're growing in your skills, you're still, you're learning, you're connecting with other creatives and different things like that as well. So but like I guess when it comes to like, I guess acting and trying to, I guess the auditioning process and all that kind of stuff is just like I see, I guess I see everything that I do in my life now as kind of like ministry. And so it's like whether it's like a role or different things like that, it's like I think about the set life of like, oh wow, I get to be with these people, we get to have these type of conversations. And I see everything as like, okay, if it's for you, it's for you. If it's not, it's not.
Mhm.
But I'm gonna do my best. And that yeah, I just love the craft.
Right. So
Mm.
outside of acting, I saw that you were also on a season of a show called The Four. Was this
Yeah.
the first time that you brought your musical talents to the world, or beforehand, was there another project that you got to broadcast?
Yeah, I did. I guess like different TV things that I've done before or previously. I was doing a show called Hit the Road at the time, and like Jason Alexander, he played George Costanza, and Seinfeld. He played my dad in it and everything, and I was the adopted son and all this, and it was like this family, like dysfunctional family band type of story. And
Mhm.
we were in Canada at the time, and that's when the Four reached out to me, because I would always be posting my covers on like Instagram and stuff. And they reached out, and I couldn't do it at the time because I was like filming the show, seeing if it was going to be, the second season, all that kind of stuff. And the day that I found out it wasn't going forward, they reached out again. So we were like, okay, let's see what this is about. Let's see what this is. And yeah, the Four was like definitely the biggest platform for my music at that point. And yeah, I had a great experience. It was really cool, and it was crazy just seeing how things kind of changed overnight.
Mhm.
And that was my first time experiencing that. But we were like, yeah, let's keep running with this. And right after that, that's when we started releasing music.
Okay, okay. Now we're into music, and you told me that you released 2 albums, and the most recent was this year or last year?
It was last year. Yeah, I
Last
released 2 albums last year.
Okay, it's called My Desire, correct?
Yes. Mhm.
And just tell me a little bit about what it took to create something like an album, because it's multiple different songs. I know you're probably writing,
Yeah.
producing music videos, directing them. What inspires you to say, "No, I'm gonna take this on and I'm gonna make an album?"
Yeah. Um, I think the biggest thing is like I'm glad my dad's my collaborator and that we do it together. Cause sometimes I'm like, "Wait, we gonna put this out now. Are
Mhm,
we gonna do this now? We gonna do this now?" And I think the biggest thing with like both of these albums, it was like I'll start with Fly Girl because that was the first one.
mhm,
Like that was like all 90s 2000s vibes. And we were like, we want to make a project that, you know, basically is like what I love listening to, what I kind of, also grew up on with Motown as well. But like that was like a whole different, type of feel. And I think with putting that one together, we were just like, we want to make something fun.
mhm.
And then with My Desire, I wrote that song in like 2022, 2021, like around that time. And so it was kind of going back to different songs that like a while ago,
Mhm.
and being like, wow, this just the time
Right,
in my life, and everything like that. And that one has more of that, that old school vibe.
right,
Um,
right.
Yeah. So yeah, yeah, both of them have that kind of nostalgia.
Right. And so I did get to see Fly Girl, which is a beautiful music video. It
Oh,
just
thank
gives
you.
like, that cookout vibe. And you also have Golden Brooks and Josie Harris, who are
Yeah.
these, video vixens of the 90s and 2000s. They were on our favorite TV shows and our TV screens. What inspired you to place these women in the music video?
Well, we had to have the Fly Girls come out, and I met Golden Brooks. She's awesome, and Josie Harris on Saturdays, the Disney show that I was on, and hit it off with them. And they always been like just supporters of my music and everything like that. And when this came about, and we were like, yo, this is '90s, we got to have them come through, from Girlfriends,
Right.
so Miss Golden came through, and then Miss Josie, she was a fly girl in Living Color,
Hmm.
a dancer and everything like that. So we were like, this would be perfect to have them in it, and I'm so glad they pulled up.
Hmm. So I also want to ask you about your song, Don't Hate Me. And what really grabbed my attention toward this song was, being in the state of the world today, you
Yep.
want to turn to things to get your mind off of, what's happening currently. Was that what you thought in the process of making Don't Hate Me?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, wrote that song in 2026. No, 2016, sorry.
Mm.
2016. And like during that time, that's when like it was a lot of like shootings and different things like that. And so wrote it, and for that reason, bringing awareness of just like how I felt about everything that was going on. And it's crazy that 10 years later still using this song.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing about um music. But the sad thing about certain things where it's like, wow, this is like cycles
Right.
and cycles and cycles of how people treating each other based on race and different things like that. And so the decision to, put that right back out in the forefront was the different things that's been going on lately,
Hmm.
and just feeling like it's a statement that needs to be made.
Right. And I would say that my one of my favorite songs by you is The Real Thing. Like, I every time I go to
Yeah.
your page, I'm like, okay, let's watch The Real Thing. The videos that you have on there.
So
I'm curious, like, how did you even come up with that concept? Like, your tone is absolutely beautiful. It reminds you of like a Babyface or like a Michael Jackson. It's just
mm.
beautiful. So how did that song come to be?
Well, first, the guitar riff. I think a lot of times when we come up with the songs, especially with that one, because that one is like chill, laid back, and there's a lot of like a live instrumentation that feel. It started with the guitar. That's like my home, and then from there we were talking about like, okay, what is a statement? Like when you really trying to find your person, it's like you trying to find the real thing, and so it kind of started with that idea, and then from there it just started flooding with with the lyrics and everything like that. But with the video, it was cool. I did a show in December. I did like a charity concert kind of thing at Licorice Pizza Records out here in LA, and I got like my band together. One of my boys, Jason, like I've been playing with him since I was 15, and
Mhm.
Mr. Tafir Hazy, he's a amazing drummer, and Cash, amazing keys player. And the show was amazing, and we were like, you know what, let's bring that vibe to the video, because we did that song at the Licorice Pizza Records, and at the end of the video you could see like something like a
Yeah,
moment that happened from that and everything like that. And but yeah, we were just like, let's bring that live vibe to the video and everything as well. But yeah, I love that song too. It's a fun one.
yeah. And I know for Valentine's Day, you posted a lot about your song "I Love You," which gives me a very, I want to say, 70s soul vibe.
Yeah.
Talk about a little bit about that piece.
Yeah, so that goes back to the what I grew up on, what my dad put me on to. I love those songs because like growing up, it was like a lot of like Jackson Five or like just Smokey Robinson, that kind of that vibe, and that song really encapsulates that for me. And yeah, I wrote that song when I was like 16,
Mhm.
and so it's funny how you go back, and sometimes you just got to go back to the archives and be
Right.
like, wow, this is the time to put this out now. And yeah, I think that's the thing about writing. Sometimes you don't know when it's going to hit, or when it's like or sometimes you might not know understand truly the concept that you're writing about until later. And that's kind of with like I Love You, it's just like those classic yearning songs.
Mhm.
And yeah, so yeah, that's a fun one too.
And I know the thing that actually brought me to your page was a music video that I saw you did that had like a New Jack Swing feel to it. There were New Jack
Yeah.
Swing moves. And New Jack Swing happened over, 30 plus years ago, and there's so many different types of music. And I know you talk a lot about your childhood, growing up with it, but what about this specific time period just draws you to it and makes you, feel these inspirations to create sounds from the past?
Yeah. Just the joy that was in music.
Mhm.
I feel like that's especially like New Jack Swing. That is just joyful sounds. And like I really love like MJ songs and everything, and like his work with Teddy Riley and everything like that. So just like what like all I guess the nostalgia factor of all of it is it's just this joyful sound. And like when people were going to parties, they were actually dancing. It was like these songs, people like singing their heart out, and it was not crazy songs like about crazy things. It was like about love and about enjoying life. And so that's why I love music from these different eras, and trying to basically put a modern twist on these type of sounds
Mhm.
that bring joy to music.
Right, right. Well, amazing. Absolutely. And you speak a lot about, Michael Jackson and loving his work, and Teddy Riley, these big legends in music that have created lasting legacies. And my question to you, being based off that, my platform is based on preserving legacies of entertainment. What do you imagine your legacy to be?
That's a good one. I feel like my legacy, I want to say it right too, I feel like it's to continue to create things that move me, and I believe that it will move other people from that. And I just want to continue to like allow things to like be authentic. I feel like when you're authentic and you're yourself, that can inspire somebody else. And
Mhm.
so like I'm a firm believer, like there's this Bible verse that says your gifts will make room for you and bring you among great men. And I just want to continue to inspire people to like use their gifts, whatever it is. I feel like this is mine, like with music and acting and performance. This was something that I was always kind of was drawn to, and it wasn't a thing of like because I want to be this or I want to be that, or the flashy stuff. It was always like I just love making people happy through this,
Right.
and this makes me happy. And so I just want to continue to you know use what I believe is my gifts, and inspire people.
Okay, nice, nice. And then given that we have talked so much about music, can you give us, please, a Mount Rushmore of your favorite artist? So that's
Oh,
four people. Yeah.
four. Yeah, I was trying to count you. Uh, okay, four. Okay, okay. I'll say artists that inspired me through time. So
Yes.
I'll say MJ,
Mm-hmm.
Stevie Wonder,
Mm-hmm.
um, Ed Sheeran, because that's when I really started playing guitar and stuff. I got one more. My dad's gonna watch this, so I'll say my dad.
Your dad. That's so.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
yeah,
Well, thank you so much, Tim, for
yeah.
being
Thank
on.
you.
Thank you. And we really thoroughly enjoyed, our conversations about, how you got started, your life growing up in the entertainment business, and Do you have any more projects that are coming out, whether it's acting or producing or music-wise?
Yes, yes. So look, I'm working on another project
Okay.
with my music right now. So that's it's coming. It's coming. So that I have some acting projects that are coming this year too. I did a guest star on High Potential, is this ABC show.
Mhm.
That's out, so that's coming soon, like probably in the next 2 months. I
Okay.
did a guest star on there, and then there's a movie that I'm part of called Inauguration Day.
Mhm.
That's in development right now, and we're going to be working on that soon, and so I'm really excited about that. And yeah, that's it for now.
Okay.
That I could say, but yeah, there's some great things coming.
Okay, and we cannot wait to see all that you do, and thank you so much for coming on Addie's Diary. Thank
Yes,
you.
yes. Thank you for having me. Appreciate you.
Thank you.